They are so pretty. And there's berries on all of these babies that I've planted just about a month ago. Look at this, you guys. Holy moly. Look at all these beautiful flowers. Berries. Look at this. Round 2, strawberry season. Here we go. All of them have berries galore. I'm so excited to get a second flush. Everything is just flourishing right now. I have the zinnias. They're popping up all over. Looks like most of them are purple and the yellow. There's just tons of them. The apple tree has survived. And my calendula, look at that. How gorgeous those are. Lots of flower heads. So pretty. Everything's taking off. They're loving these new beds. The sage plant is huge. Look at all of this sweet marjoram and English thyme, and my rosemary is getting huge. I think I should do a full plant tour. Some sad tomatoes I just found and repotted. And I planted more strawberries. The beets are growing, everything is growing. My bush beans have fallen over. They're so heavy with beans right now. There's tons of beans on there. All the peppers. Potatoes are starting to flower. The tomatoes are going nutso. I have a bunch of red ones starting. These are a new variety I've not grown before, called Yellow Boy or Lemon Boy. It's starting to blush. So many tomatoes. They're massive, and I have cut them back now twice. They're just huge. My oregano's going crazy. Sweet potatoes are vining. The tomatoes that we planted together are going crazy. They're already at the top of their cages. These are the Riesentraub tomatoes. They're so cool because they grow in these clusters, almost like a cluster of grapes. They're so fun. There's tomatoes growing on them. See that? They're so awesome. I'll have to take you back and go watch the process when they start to ripen. But look at all these beans too. They really love that rain. That was a good rain. I'm gonna have to come harvest. The tomatillo plant is definitely way too heavy. It's falling on the cage. Hopefully they don't all die off. They didn't break, they're just pinched. And sometimes they'll continue to grow, but they're so heavy with fruit right now. And then the cucumbers that we planted together, they're huge. They're about 2.5 feet tall now. And it looks like I'm getting little tendrils. They're starting to get tendrils on them, so they're gonna start climbing up the trellis. And I harvested some of my dill fronds down here. Sometimes they'll grow and make more. Sometimes they don't. I'll plant more towards the fall anyways. But these are the tomatoes that we planted together. They're about 4 feet high. They're going nuts. Look at this. Free tomatoes from the compost bin. Not sure what kind they're gonna be. I guess we'll find out. There's tomatoes on every one. These ones, I'm guessing, might be Juliet's. They look like the Juliet's. And I think these as well are the Juliet's. My elderberry is flowering. And here's the little baby red potato that we planted together. Look at him go. It's a little tiny baby red potato that was stuck to my tomato. Interesting. Well, let's plant it and see what happens. These are also Juliet's. They planted it, or they started in my compost bin. And the zinnia that we weren't sure what color it was going to be, it's purple. And the potatoes are going crazy. Look at that. And I ended up with another tomato plant that grew by itself. And there's a Swiss chard plant that popped up. Crazy. I haven't planted Swiss chard for over 2 years, so it's weird how that came up. But look at these tomatoes. We planted these together about a month to a month and a half ago, maybe. Look at that. Crazy. And there's the other tomatillo plant that still only has about 3 fruits on it. So it's basically pollinating this guy over here. And then I'm not sure what happened to my beans here, but it's been really, really hot. We've been in the upper 90s to 100 degrees. And it's definitely, it's showing. All my bell peppers are definitely struggling as well. But look at those tomatoes. These are all cherry style tomatoes. And they're going crazy. They're almost on my gutters. These are my bell peppers. They got a little hot. I believe they got sun scalded. They're very soft. It looks like the sun scalded them. They're very rubbery right now. And the soil is very wet. So they definitely have enough water, because it stormed yesterday, and it looks like only the ones that are up top here that were getting exposed. I'm not real good with the camera. The ones at the top that were getting exposed to the sun seem to be the super soft ones, but the ones down below seem to be okay. So I'm not quite sure what happened with those. We'll see. The one next to it, they're perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with them. They're all nice and shiny. These ones are great. They're doing fine. There's several of them in here. Look up there. Oh, there's one that's ready. Look at that. It's a good one. And the jalapenos are doing great. Lots of baby jalapenos on there. Cayenne peppers are doing wonderful. You can see tons of them down in there. Not turning red yet, but hopefully soon. Basil is trying to flower again, and the carrots are doing wonderful. I have carrots planted underneath all the pepper plants. And then the beans, more beans. Look at this, just clusters of beans everywhere. Look at that, crazy. Just overnight, I swear they grow. All right, off to go harvest.